Die4 Radio, Mad 4. We back, motherfuckers. Yeah, man. We just played you some dope music, man. I played you 2 tracks off our guest today, Cousin Spook, man. We got some slappers, man. You got some slappers, man. So y'all motherfuckers, y'all listeners and shit, especially you young motherfuckers, man, I want you to follow this man. If you're on your computer right now, crack this shit open, your PC, whatever, your phone. Google this man's name, Cousin Spook. Buy the music, man. Support, man. That's all I'm asking y'all motherfuckers. Is everybody we have on this show, support, man, because I don't bring whack motherfuckers in the show. You motherfuckers know that. But anyways, speaking of the man of the hour, we got my dude, Cousin Spook in the house, man. You on Die4 Radio, man. What it do?
What's happening? What's good with my dude, man?
Oh, man, we just, trying to enjoy this beautiful Thursday night, out here in the West Coast. You know how it is.
That's right.
I want to say, man, thank you, for making the time to come and fuck with me on the show, you know what I'm saying? I really do appreciate this shit, you know what I mean? I mean, any artist that comes on the show and gives me some time out of the day, I really appreciate that shit. So, man, much love for that.
Off top, Brody. We independent artists. We appreciate you too, bro. Everybody from every level, from the commercial level on down to the independent level, bro. We appreciate y'all doing this for artists like us, man. Taking the time out your day to interview us and get us on here and play our music, man.
Oh, man, no doubt, man. I mean, hey, man, I really fuck with that dope shit, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, I would have never reached out, you know what I'm saying? So, but y'all white motherfuckers, stop submitting me your garbage, because I'm not accepting you. If I didn't really reach out to y'all motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? I can't fuck with y'all motherfuckers. I mean, I'm a picky motherfucker. But off top, just for the listeners right now, tell them a little bit who Cousin Spook is, a little bit about your background.
Man, I'm just a tattoo artist, slap rap artist, slash urban farmer, slash a little bit of everything, man. I just try to get in where I can and put my little 2-piece in and wiggle around and make some moves where I can and network, you know what I mean? I've been doing this music for quite a while. Just now kind of finally finding a route, to get these albums out in a timely fashion and in a financially fashion, affordable to make some paper off it, man, you know what I mean, on the independent grind.
Right. Yeah, hey, man, that's off top, man. That's off top. Now, can you let the fans know? Well, actually, you know what? I gotta ask this question, man, because every new artist that we have, every new artist that comes onto our show, I gotta ask them this question, man. Sometimes y'all motherfuckers can't answer this shit. Some can, and with the quickness, some forfeit. But I need to ask you this shit. Who is Cousin Spook's top 5 MCs of all time?
My top what?
Your top 5 of all time hip-hop artists.
Top 5. I'd have to say Tupac on the top, of course. That's off top. Shoot. Who else can I say? Man, I'm from the West Coast, so I fuck with the Bay Area, man. E40, he gonna have to be up there with my dude, because I like a variety. I don't like just everybody on the same type of hype, because it is a difficult question. You know what I mean? I think we all think about this too, and some people probably have answers right off top, but it is a very difficult question, man. I couldn't even give you 5, but off top, 40, Short. Some of the West Coast legends, you know what I mean? And I ain't just going for lyricism or for anything, just one thing in specific as far as just talent or overall, artist package. I'm just going off the cats I grew up listening to, the cats that had an impact on me, Mac Dre up in the list, so we got a few West Coast artists up in, the Bay Area that just don't get the type of promotion and big stage that they deserve, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I can dig it. And like I said, man, this is a difficult question, but we always have to ask this question, man. This is a mandatory question for the new guys. So for the next time you come back on this show, we won't ask you that question. You know what I'm saying? That question's off the map. But we this is what we always do it out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Now, for the listeners, tell them what projects you got out, man, so they can, like I told these motherfuckers earlier, go on your computer and Google your name. But what albums and what projects have you done, and and where can you get them, motherfuckers?
Man, off top, I got some free music out there, for all the free listeners who's streaming and whatnot, right there on datpiff.com. I got two mixtapes, The Word from the Curb Part 1. Got a bunch of guest artists on there, all kind of different producers, a bunch of mixtape producers, and some of my people producing on there too. But I got Part 1, Part 2, and then some miscellaneous tracks on SoundCloud, / Cousin Spook. What else I got out there? But as far as purchasing and official albums and whatnot, I got blessed with the connect with Little Rue. That thing been out for a minute. That thing slapping. Go get that if you ain't heard that. I got Stoner Music with the homie Lee Majors. That thing been out for a minute. Slapping. Gotta get that. It's a must. Blood Brothers with my homeboy, with my blood brother, Doc. And then I got Bud Life out there I just put out recently, which is a solo project, but it's got a gang of features on there too, and that thing is slapping. You know what I mean? So I got a few albums out there that can actually go check out, purchase, stream. They on Pandora, they on Spotify, Amazon Music, all the major music platforms online and whatnot.
And now your listeners, man, you just heard it, man. Just go get that shit, man. Go get that shit, man. Don't have to come to your house and whoop your ass and say, "Where's that Cousin Spook at, motherfucker?" Play that shit.
Where is it at?
We're gonna play the refrigerator.
Straight up.
On some real shit.
Yeah. That better be in your player, your iPhone, your Android, all that. Yeah, and then I got some new projects on the work, too. I'm about to drop a Digital Dope. It's an EP with the homie Little Rue, Young Locks. And then I got a solo project I'm about to drop called Fuego. And that motherfucker, of course, is Fuego. You know what I'm saying? So keep your ears open for all them projects. And then, of course, I'm going to have Blood Brothers Part 2 with Bruh coming out. I got an album with the homeboy Hollow Tip from SAC. Album or EP I'm doing with the homie out of Seattle, Coop. So, I got a lot of things in the works, man. I got an album with the homie THC, Day One. So all these projects I mentioned are all done. We just got to mix, master, package them, and get them out. You feel me?
Hey, man, we're going to be waiting, man. We're going to be waiting for that shit, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
Now, is there a list of artists that you haven't had a chance to work with, but someday hopefully you could work with them in the future? And who would they be?
Man, well, I got some artists on the list of the top 5 so-called that I speak that I can't get with no more. Fortunately, I had a chance to meet the late, great Mac Dre and put down a little music back in the day that I might drop later in the future. But Tupac would have been on that list, but now, can't get to those two cats. But as far as and then Jack, RIP to the great too. But now as far as cats that I actually, would like to work with in the future, that's possible and plausible, I got cats from the independent side all the way up to the commercial side. From E40, I haven't got a chance to work with my dude. Of course, he's a legend out here. Who else I ain't worked with out here that I would like to work with? G-Eazy, and that's on a commercial level, but he also from close to where I'm from, so it's lightweight independent because I know how he got his grind and how he got out there. So artists like that, I'm versatile, so I like to work with different artists. I like to work on whatever's going on in the studio at the moment, the vibe, the moment, and just make it great.
Yeah, man. And you know what? A lot of people ain't, I just bring up G-Eazy. A lot of people ain't giving him his credit because that whole dress is different. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but that guy's a good artist. That's all it is.
And that's all it is. I think a lot of cats, even myself, we need to just let stuff grow on us before we make a common judgment. It's just like any album. You know what I mean? If you grab somebody's album, you might particularly know and like this artist and are familiar with them, but may not like track 6 for some weird reason, whatever reason. But you listen to that motherfucker 7, 8, 9, 10 times, or, you know, a month from now, you like, well, I'm sleeping on track 6. That's the most slappingest one, you know. So it's the same with an artist, you know what I mean? You got to give them time. You got to actually listen to them, you know what I mean? But it's hard nowadays with the influx of artists out there. There's so many artists that are pushed from the main, you know, media all the way to our social medias, all the way up to your people on the streets, you know. So some of us ain't got the time to listen. A lot of us making our own music. So, you know, it's hard. Even me, I'm guilty of all of the above. So I understand it. That's why we appreciate cats like you in the Mad 4 Rap Report, you know, shining the light.
Oh, I mean, like I tell people off this top, I do this shit just to keep hip-hop alive because there's not a lot of outlets that are putting out the dope shit. And like I tell people, man, I don't get paid for this shit. I lose money putting into this show because I do the whole show by myself. So I do this shit off the strength because I love the music. You know what I'm saying? And I think music that ain't really being put out, I got to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's just my job. You know what I'm saying? Even though I don't get a penny for it. But that's hip-hop.
Man, I mean, and that is hip-hop because that's where a lot of us artists started at, you know. Right now, I just peeped that little clip that's going around of Cardi B out there right now, and I'm not real big on her music, but of course I done heard what's on the radio, whatnot, and I see her on the timeline and all this stuff on the Insta. She was out there telling cats, you know, scroll down when she was back in 2014, you know, like when she was putting her own money into the grind. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't see that. They don't see the grind before you got the little shine. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with it right now, too. I feel like I'm making my way. I'm pushing. I'm shoving. I'm trying to be in the right place at the right time, you know, put the music in front of the right people, get in the ears of the people on the streets, you know, let them make a decision. But it is expensive, especially when you're doing it yourself. As an independent artist, I could vouch for that. You know, because ain't nobody, you know, I got Empire Distribution, and so the Gazi and everybody up there, and then I got, you know, Urban Life Distribution behind me, so the Ryan and everybody up there, you know, but at the same time, for the most part, it's all our bread that's going into these projects, you know, so not to mention we got families and bills and shit like everybody else, so, you know. It's just like capital in a business. We got to have that capital. Let's say it takes fucking $5,000 to $10,000 to put your album out, and I'm saying that's super stupid cheap. You did everything yourself on that note. You got to make that back now. You know what I mean? So you got to get to work. You got to promote. Not to mention you got to have some finances for promotion and all these things. So there's a lot to it that people don't see. So when they hear these artists like G-Eazy or whoever get a little bit of shine, or even myself, just right now where we're at, you know, you got to give it a minute. Peep some game. Go check these artists out. Like my dude Mad 4 said, click the link. Go Google them. You know what I mean? Cousin Spook, I'm everywhere. You can figure it out. You know what I mean?
That's facts. That's facts. That's facts. Now, we're getting a lot of callers in. For y'all callers that want to talk to Mad 4, you want to talk to me, you know what I'm saying? Or you want to talk to our special guest, Cousin Spook, you got to press 1. If you don't press 1, I don't know if you're just listening to on your phone, because that's what a lot of you motherfuckers do. Listen on the phone, and if you don't press 1, I can't, you know, you can't chat with us. The motherfuckers will get right. But off top of that, now I want to talk about stoner music because I have that album, dude.
Yeah,
how did you and Lee Majors hook up, man? How did you and Lee Majors hook up?
Oh, you know, man, that was a blessing, man. Shout out to my dude Bandit, you know, free Bandit right now, man. Fast ASAP. But yeah, it was a blessing, man. I met my dude while we was actually locked up in Santa Rita, and took it to the streets. He took me to the lab, you know, ran me into these artists and basically made me jam myself into the mix. He was like, brother, you know, you too hot. You got to be in this lab, because he in there working, making beats. He making beats for Jack and everybody and Hustler and you name it. So, you know, he was trying to get me in the mix and telling me I need to come out, but I just felt like let nature take its course, and eventually it did. And Lee was in the lab, you know, I'm smoking on some of that good. He smelled it coming down, like, who got, you know what I mean? So it just took course from there. We got at each other. I think we did a track that night, as a matter of fact, maybe even 2. Jack was in the lab, Snort, a couple other cats, you know what I'm saying? And we just dropped, and we took it from there, hooked up and spoke on it. You know, we at first we started working a song here, a song there. Every time we meet, every time we get in the lab, and then eventually, it started turning into an album, started forming into a project, started getting its theme. You know what I mean? So we packaged it, put it out as a product. You know what I mean?
No, that's what's up, man, because I love the project. Like I said, I mean, Julie Majors, man, he's been on the show now, 2-3 times. I mean, I fuck with the regime a lot, man. I know my family, Yuck Mouth, and you know what I'm saying, everyone from the Bay to L.A. to Akron, you know what I'm saying, shout out to Pacino, everybody, you know what I'm saying, I fuck with the regime, that's like family. But also what I was going to say was, are there any albums that came out last year, 2017, because we're in the new year now, what were the other albums, what were some albums that you were listening to that made you think, like, okay, this is dope? Because you got a lot of picky people who say, well, there wasn't shit out last year, but they don't like to dig for the music themselves. So I want to know what Cousin Spook was listening to last year.
Man, you said it. I'm guilty of that too. I'm too lazy and too busy working on my own music to actually go dig out there, dig in the so-called crates, but if you will, the computer these days online and dig for actual artists. But I do get a lot of artists sending me their music. And I post on these social sites, Facebook, Instagram, and I actually ask artists sometimes to send me their music on days where I'm feeling it. And I just want to hear some new music because I'm looking for the new artists. I like to hear cats do their self. I don't want to hear cats that's trying to do the same song and use the same words and catchphrases and everything else. And it's of course it's hard to avoid. We all doing the same shit, the same just different places, different time type shit. So I understand. But at the same time, let me hear you. I want to hear your struggle. I want to hear where you came from and your two-piece. And I want to actually learn something. You know what I'm saying? I want to learn how to hustle or gain a hustle. You know what I mean? Off your album. When I'm done playing the album, I want to be like, okay, I could actually, I learned something from that. So, I mean, honestly, last year, 2017, I was listening to the homie K-Lo real big. I ain't even gonna lie. The homie K-Lo of Gorilla Piss. He got Crime Part 1 and Part 2, I believe, is out. And, them was slapping last year. Slapping. I listened to a little bit of the Mozzie. I dipped and dabbled in a lot of the independent Bay Area rap game. Jack, of course, he put out that What Happened to the World. That was stupid slapping. So, there was a lot of the Bay Area artists that I actually work with that I know that I took time out to listen to because, we hand each other our work. We trade. We actually support. We purchase albums off each other. So a lot of these albums I have sitting around, I made sure I sat down and listened to. You know what I mean? So those were a few of them just off top that I could think of. Mainstream. Who else was I listening to mainstream? Because I ain't going to lie, I was trying to give everything time. I ain't no hater. I try to let shit digest. I want to listen to it a few times.
Exactly.
I mean, if they wear a dress or they wearing purses, then that's just not for me. But anything else, you know what I'm saying? I could try to entertain.
That's facts, though. That's facts, though. We don't fuck with that shit over here, man. Keep that shit out of here. You know what I'm saying? You all wear dresses. Get it out of here. But continue on, my friend. I'm not going to interfere about that.
Straight up, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there was a lot of albums coming out last year, bro, especially about the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? The homie Selsky was putting in work. He got a new one coming out, The Legend. You know what I'm saying? The homie Troubles was putting a lot of shit out last year. He had that album with Mozzie, Promise Not to Fumble. That shit was slap. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of music out there. Like I said, I've just been trying to dip and dabble into the homies' albums, everybody that I've been working with, and catch up on their work, and just get into it,
Right. No, that hey, that's how I feel about this shit. So, but yeah, man. What I want to ask you was, how much of an impact was the passing of the Jacka to you? Because for one, I know his name was really out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it felt like he just really was getting started, even though he's been in the game for such a long time. And I mean, just how much was that? How much did that impact you?
It impacted me real big, bro, because, I mean, like I said, I listened to him way before I met the dude, so it was like I was a fan before I even, knew the man. So I was listening to music. I would like to think I was listening to it before actually it got big, in the Bay Area like it did, because just because I came across the man's music early in time. But at the same time, he was just starting. He was gonna, if you ask me, get into his commercial grind real heavy, because he was just now getting some spotlight. People were just now starting to pay attention, from outside of the Bay, from, L.A., from, Miami, and from other sides, because he was doing things with Freeway in the East Coast and, a lot of these other artists. So he was getting international hype, and he was catching his buzz. And I really do think the brother got taken way too early, you know what I mean? So personally, when I met the cat, was right before his passing. I'd say maybe a year or two before that, not even. And we was just kind of getting close, being able to speak to each other on a personal level, burn some hash and whatnot together. And I was going to push towards working with the dude, but I knew how busy he was, so I was just going to let it, take course like everything else. And, not only as far as me and my personal view of the artist himself, but I know him, his life, his family, he was taken way too soon. It was real big. The whole Bay Area felt it, bro, and beyond, you know what I mean? So, and it's still rippling. I don't even know if it really, if it's settled in yet. I think it's still kind of, taking its toll on everybody.
Right. No, that's facts. That's facts. Because, you know what I'm saying? When I heard that shit in that news in the morning, man, was I fucked up? Because like I said, man, I'm playing him since he did the Seabo's Mob Tickers, and that was in 1999. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Yeah, when they was
I've been following this man's career for a long time, and
yes,
he was doing a lot of things internationally, and that's why everybody listening, man, remember, tap in tomorrow. I'm doing a dedication show for the Jacka. That's our first dedication show of the year. And you know what I'm saying? So tune in, motherfuckers. But yeah, man, that was a total blow. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I felt that one just like I felt Prodigy's death of Mobb Deep last year. So those two are going to really be, and they still are, hard to get over for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a fan.
Yes. Even with Prodigy, and then we look at that as artists. A lot of artists trying to get to that level, got to be careful what you ask for on some of these levels when you dig into these artists, or when you're a fan like we are and some of the background. Prodigy was just starting to speak his mind, you know what I mean, and be positive and trying to get, shake all that negative and not pass on negative messages, and you know what I mean, that whole shebang, and they stopped him, you know what I mean. If you ask me, he was taken way too early. Jack too. Jack was on his positive hype, you know what I mean. Mac Dre, you know what I mean. All these guys got Big L, Pac, Biggie, everybody. It seems when they get their bread and when they get their mind right, bam, they get taken. You know what I mean? Just when they about to start putting that hard-earned money into something positive, somebody snatches them from us, way too soon, not only in their life, but in their careers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, we see it all the time. And sad to say, we're gonna see 2018 just started. We're gonna see some impactful ones go just out of nowhere, and it's just funny to me. I mean, I don't like seeing that shit, but all we could do is hope for the best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, straight up. Because if it ain't the streets, it's the music world. You know what I mean? I tell everybody, you got to watch out who's investing in you too, because one day they might want their investment back. So invest in yourself while you can, and do that, because if you don't, who will? You know what I mean? You don't invest in yourself, who will? People ask me a lot, how you do that? How'd you get in the room? How you work with him? How you got, man, you do it, bro. I see you. I'm like, yeah. How you do it? I'm like, just work, bro. Put out press the product. You don't have product, what can they listen to? A lot of artists are stuck on this free music. That's cool too, but what can you sell? The main goal is to make some money. I'm not saying the money is everything, but in order to live and do what you love for a living, you might want to make some money off it. You know what I mean? So I always tell everybody, put your product out, put your music out, not just on this mixtape. Buy some beats, invest in yourself. Buy some single covers, you know what I mean? Support these graphic artists, you know, SO to all my graphic artists because they all fucking with me. So, you know, the producers, the engineers, everybody, all aspects of this music, invest, support, do your thing. And believe me, it's going to come back around tenfold. All these people you invest with, invest back in you. It may not be the money you invested, but it's going to be word of mouth. It's going to be networking, and it's going to work out one way or another. And it does take time. You know, a lot of people want that right away because we got this internet. So they want to be that YouTube sensation, that internet viral video, whatever. Man, if that's you, then cut your hair, you know, paint it red, you know, put an earring in your eyeball, wear a dress, all the shit. But if you're really trying to make it in the game with longevity, you know, then do you, just keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to make that song that everybody's making. Go in the studio, think about how you feeling that day. You know what I mean? Find that beat that speaks to you in that way. And then speak your piece. Let it out. Let it flow. Let it go. Because sometimes as an artist, we don't like everything we do. But I tell all my people that work and do this music, let them decide. Because you might not like that shit, but they might like that shit. You know what I mean? Period.
And that's why I go back to people that too much people that do put out their music, they be on their dick so fucking much. I'm like, dude, you gotta let the people decide if that shit slaps or it's fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, man. It's fucking crazy.
It's ego, man. We big head. It's machismo. That's what this rap game's about. But on some point, you got to be humble. You got to just work and just do you. You know, not try to do the standard or the status quo. You know, not always trying to say what the next man said because it's hot. When some shit like that pops in my head, you know, somebody talking about body and everybody want to talk about body and somebody that comes in my head in a rap, I change it on purpose because everybody's saying it. You know what I mean? Of course, it comes naturally because we speak these ways and we speak these things. But because it's so hot right now, because it's a catchphrase, I'm going to steer clear of it. I might use it once, twice, you know, pepper it amongst the songs, but it ain't going to be every song, all 15 songs in the album, every song sound the same. Nah, man, come on. We want to hear about your day, your life, your wife, your kids, your side bitch, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers want to hear you go through it. We don't want to just hear every song because when an artist gets too busy trying to make a hit, they all sound like the same shit. You know what I mean? But when you just make good music, man, that's a soundtrack for life, and they could use it. You know what I mean? Utilize it in their life. So, and that's the shit that lasts forever. Like you spoke, Prodigy. We named a lot of artists. You know, Tupac, Dre. I mean, Biggie. Everybody. These artists we named, their music speaks forever because they did them. You know what I mean?
That's facts. That's facts. And right off the top, man. Now, like, last question I got for you, because I know you're a busy person. I don't want to keep you up on the phone. You say you're also a tattoo artist. Now, what is some of the okay? Because I know when you're doing this shit and you make it a business or like a career and stuff, has there ever been a moment where you fucked up somebody's tattoo, man? We gotta know, man. And what was the reaction when they saw it, if it happened?
Oh, he got me. Man, should I say it live on the air where it's fair and where it's recorded, where they could go back and rewind it and replay it and all the shit? Yeah, man. But lucky it was on the homie. And it was his fucking fault. You feel me? I'm going to tell him right now, it's his fucking fault. No, he knows, though. You know what I'm saying? This man, he got me on some bars. I ain't even going to lie. I don't really be doing all that type of shit. He got me out of character. Oh, yeah, eat one of these here. You'll like it, man. Okay, pop. So we tat. Next thing you know, man, we was on the other side of the room, both nodding off, both sleep, both waking up. We both woke up looking at each other at the same time with the same look on each other's face like, what the fuck did you do to me? But, I mean, luckily I looked down and the work wasn't fucked up. I swear we was asleep, bro. I don't know how that shit happened, but now that's what happens when you popping and you ain't supposed to be popping, you know what I'm saying? So, but luckily the tattoo wasn't fucked up. It was just unfinished. So I had to let my dude know, hey, man, we got to wrap this up for the night. Man, you should have told me you're going to have me nodding off on these damn bars before we started. But so we just wrapped it up real quick and finished it the next day, so it was nothing. But yeah, that's about the worst war story I got for tattoos. Luckily, I pay attention. A lot of people say I take my time. You know, I might take a little longer than any other artist, but at the same time, you're going to get that quality because I like to, you know, make it last, and it's on you for life, you know what I'm saying? So it's an honor. So I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to pay attention to detail, you know.
Hey, that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. You know, we got to have these funny stories sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That shit was live, too. I ain't even live.
Yes, sir. We're gonna play this game real fast. I'm gonna give you 10 names out of hip hop, and I want you to say what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear these names. All right?
All right.
Jay-Z.
Run it. Oh.
Ice Cube. Or I'm sorry. Jay-Z.
Jay-Z. Jigga.
Ice Cube.
It was a good day.
Kodak Black.
Man, they don't want to see you winning. They rather see you in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? That's all I think of when I see dude. Yeah.
Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. Man, Snoop, big Snoop. All I think of is doom, doom, bow, bow, Snoop Doggy, dog. You already know, man.
Scarface.
Scarface. I think a ghetto boy 6 feet deep.
Kick the Sneak.
Keep the Sneak. I think of a high speed.
Two Live Crew.
Two Live Crew. Face down, ass up. That's the way we like to fuck. Period. You already know.
Twister.
The man. Twister, I'll make you a celebrity overnight.
Outkast.
Man, you got to get up, get out, and get something. You can't spend all your day trying to get high. You feel me?
Right. Yes, sir. You got two more. That's what's up. Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Who?
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
I don't even know who the fuck that is. Who is that? You gotta be trash the way you laughing.
Yeah, you heard. And the last one, Eazy-E.
Eazy-E. Easily I approach the microphone because I ain't no joke. Tell your mama to get off of my dick. I have no time to listen to a lip. Yeah.
Hey, that was great, man. That was great. I loved it.
You feel me?
Up top.
Classic.
Yeah, hell yeah, classic. Ain't no doubt. Hey, I just want to say, man, thank you, man, you know, for making the time come on the show. You know what I'm saying? We still got some more music to slap out of you. You know what I'm saying, on the show. You know what I'm saying? So all your listeners, go support my dude. But is there anything you want to say or cover that we didn't get to yet? Just let people know what you got going on.
Just off top, man, I just want to tell everybody stay plugged in, man. Tap in. You see me on these social sites, Instagram at Cousin Spook, Facebook, Cousin Spook, you know, SoundCloud, Cousin Spook, all the shit. Look for your cousin, man. We part of the fam. You know what I'm saying? When you see me in public, say what's up. It ain't no big deal, man. I ain't one of them rappers. I'm one of them cats. So tap in, plug in, holla at your cousin. You know what I'm saying? Tatting and rapping. That's just a fraction. You need a tat. You want to get one of these verses, you need some beats, you need some graphics, you need some advice on artist development, how to get your album out. Tap in, man. Plug in. cousinspook@gmail.com. You already know. I got you, man. Let's work. What can I do for you?
Hey, man. Hey, all y'all motherfuckers, man. You heard that shit off the top, man. Off the top now. Now, before I let you go, man, I need a Die4 radio drop from you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll be using those for the intros and all that shit. So I'm going to need one from Cousin Spook. You know what I'm saying?
Amen, man. You know you mobbing with your cousin, Spook. The Tattoo is for the mob on Die4 Radio, man. And this is the Mad 4 Rap Report with Mad 4, you bitch.
Hey, man. I just want to say thanks, man. I appreciate you, homie. Some real shit. This ain't the last time you'll be on this show, so you know what I'm saying? So whenever you have a project that's coming out, when you have a single out or whatever product you're going to want to promote or whatever, you let me know, man. We'll make a show out of it, and we go from there, man. Yeah, you can hit me up anytime. You can call in whenever the fuck you want, man. You'll see all the shows I'll be posting up anyway, so you know what it is, you know what I'm saying? So you hit me up,
sir,
homie. Your family, so.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Mob salute, homie. I appreciate you too, man. Keep doing what you do for artists like myself, man. We love you for it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, before you go, you want to introduce this song of yours? We're gonna spin right now, trying to smash you. You know, you want to introduce this song to the folks?
Period, man. Trying to smash by Cousin Spook and my partner, my day one, THC, the highly contagious, man. Listen to that. Produced by Big Hurt. That shit go.
Well, all right, homie. You have a good night. Stay blessed, homie, and we'll definitely be in tap. You know what I'm saying?